The debate between raw and cooked foods often centers on nutrients, but a less obvious and perhaps more impactful difference lies in how each influences your gut microbiome. That vast community of trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi living in your digestive tract plays a crucial role in immunity, metabolism, and even mood regulation. And how you prepare your vegetables, whether raw and crunchy or soft and simmered, can directly influence which microbes flourish, how well you ferment dietary fibers, and whether your gut becomes a site of calm digestion or silent inflammation. Let's begin with raw foods. Raw vegetables are rich in intact plant fibers, resistant starches, and natural enzymes, things that many gut microbes love. Because they haven't been broken down by heat, raw foods arrive in the colon more structurally intact, offering substrates that fuel beneficial bacteria, especially those that specialize in fermenting insoluble fibers and producing short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate. SCFAs are one of the microbiome's most important outputs. They nourish colon cells, strengthen the gut barrier, and help regulate inflammation system-wide. In this way, raw foods can act like slow-burning fuel for a healthy, diverse microbial ecosystem. But raw isn't always better. For many people, especially those with digestive disorders like IBS, IBD, or even just a sensitive stomach, raw foods can be difficult to break down. The human digestive system is not optimized to fully process the cellulose and other complex fibers in raw vegetables. That job falls to microbes, but even they may struggle with certain plant structures. When digestion is incomplete or overly slow, it can result in bloating, gas, or cramping, not because the food is bad, but because the gut isn't equipped to handle it in large quantities or at certain stages of health. In these cases, a raw-heavy diet may promote microbial imbalances or even trigger inflammation, especially if the intestinal lining is already compromised. Cooked foods, on the other hand, are gentler on the digestive tract. Heat softens plant fibers, breaks down cell walls, and makes carbohydrates and resistant starches more accessible, not just to human enzymes, but to certain gut microbes that thrive on partially digested food. This can increase the rate of fermentation, improve the bioavailability of nutrients like iron and carotenoids, and reduce mechanical stress on the digestive system. For individuals recovering from gut dysbiosis or managing chronic inflammation, cooked vegetables often promote more comfortable digestion and less microbial volatility. Interestingly, cooking can also change the microbial fuel landscape. Some prebiotic fibers are degraded with heat, but others become more accessible. For example, when certain starches are cooled after cooking, as in cold potatoes or rice, they form retrograde resistant starches, a different form of fermentable fiber that feeds a slightly different group of microbes than raw starches do. This gives cooked foods a unique role in modulating the microbiome, especially when consumed alongside fats or fermented foods that further influence microbial dynamics. What's more, cooked foods are less likely to introduce harmful bacteria or parasites, especially when consuming high-risk items like sprouts, leafy greens, or mushrooms. While a healthy gut can usually fend off occasional pathogens, individuals with weakened immune systems or imbalanced microbiota may benefit from minimizing raw exposure and focusing on foods that are not only safer, but also more digestible. That said, a diet composed entirely of cooked foods may lack diversity in fiber types, diversity that helps cultivate a rich and resilient gut ecosystem. Raw vegetables contribute bulk, variety, and certain flavonoids or enzymes that don't survive heat. So a hybrid approach, strategically combining raw and cooked, often offers the best of both worlds. A salad with raw greens, fermented vegetables, and a side of steamed broccoli or roasted carrots introduces fiber complexity, temperature variety, and textural contrast, which can encourage microbial diversity and culinary satisfaction alike. Ultimately, your microbiome doesn't need a strict raw or cooked diet. It thrives on diversity, digestibility, and consistency. For people with robust digestive health, incorporating raw vegetables regularly supports microbial richness and SCFA production. For those with sensitive guts or inflammation, cooking vegetables helps reduce irritation and still delivers prebiotic fuel in a gentler form. As your gut health evolves, so too can your cooking choices, always guided by comfort, response, and the goal of balance. In the end, the microbiome isn't loyal to any diet ideology. It responds to what you feed it. And sometimes, the best decision isn't raw versus cooked. It's what helps you feel nourished, energized, and comfortably full.